All right, Shalom. Shalom. All right, first and foremost, we love to give all praise, honor, and glory to you.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakadash.
Which is to say all praises to the Heavenly Father, the Son, whom the ignorantly calls God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. All right, we love to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well the true leaders of all Israel on earth today. Brethren, we can receive the match and much love and salutations to the Icon that are scattered across the four corners of the earth and pushing His word in sincere and in true Christians alive and free to do so. All right, to you, we say Shalom. All right, without further ado, we're going to get straight into some prophecy, man, because what's going on right now is prophecy being fulfilled. All right, we're in the last days, man, and there's some new articles that's being revealed, you know, via RT News and other news sources that's displaying what's going on in these current events that's going on today, man. All right, this article that I got lined up here, all right, that has to do with, like it says, from BBC News.com, June 16, 2020, which was yesterday. It says India-China clash, 20 Indian troops killed in Ladakh fighting, man. All right, and this is, you know, wars and rumors of wars coming to fruition, man. All right, that the scripture said would come to pass. All right, this is a sign that the Lord is about to visit the earth which He made. Okay, one of many. All right, and the brother also mentioned, and I got lined up here. All right, about the sister of Kim Jong-un. It says from New York Times, as Kim Jong-un turns hostile to South Korea, his sister does the talking. That was updated 1 hour ago. Okay, so these are, again, wars and rumors of wars that's coming to pass. And I believe the brother got the scripture. One of your brothers got the Matthew. Wow.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Right.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Exactly, and that's what we're witnessing right now. And that's going to actually be the, that's actually prophetic, because there's a war that's going to end all wars, all right? Armageddon, World War III, man, all right? But he says, see that the end is not yet, man, all right? Because there's other prophecies that still have to come to pass, such as Jacob's trouble, such as the RFID chip, all right? Such as the great salvation we're looking forward to, man, all right? The end is not fully yet, man, okay? But these are the things that's coming to pass. These are signs, all right, that the Lord said will be taking place in the last days. All right, these are the beginning of sorrows, as it's going to go on to say, man. These are the days of peril that the scripture prophesy of, that we're witnessing, that we're living in, man. All right, and it's playing out in your people's lifetime. It's not happening, you know what I'm saying, when your children's children grow up or anything like that. Like people like to say, like the scripture said, Ezekiel, I believe it's the 12th chapter. All right, saying that it's prolonged and for many days to come. But no, man, it's happening right now as we speak, man. All right, there's clashes, there's uproars. I'm seeing people getting their hands bashed in, you know, bloody. All right, like I'm talking about, like there's quote unquote race riots, little spurts here and there in New Zealand, you know, Germany, other little places like that you're seeing these big clashes, man. Of might be 4 against 2. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that.
Yeah, because scripture said, because iniquity shall abound.
Right.
The love of many. So
that's in that chapter. Right. You got it, bro.
I had a precept.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and the new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you them.
There it is.
And that's prophecy, man. Yahweh Shah is revealing these things as Amos the 3rd chapter say, verse 7. If the Lord doeth nothing but revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets, which we're speaking prophecy, man, which we're speaking things into existence. We tell you that these things is going to happen before they spring forth.
Exactly. And now they're coming to pass. You know, the scriptures say, blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear. You know, amen. These things are happening right now in our lifetime. So we know that the Lord is about to visit this place, man. All right? And he's doing so by these signs. All right? And this is just a grand entrance. All right? All this is just an opening act to what the Lord is about to bring.
Bringing us to the beginning of sorrow.
Yeah, it's more still on that. You got it. Were you about to say something, bro?
I was just going to tell about submission among the men. With these protests, they not dying down. They, you know, they picking up momentum. Yeah, they just killed the RFJ in Atlanta and witness.
Yeah, the
You
racial.
know, so Esau, he using his media, his illusion, you know, his sorcery to deceive the people and thinking, you know, right, because reality, things ain't really what they seem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Esau behind the scenes controlling everything. You know what I'm saying? With these sources, these chants, challenging spirits, and you know what I'm saying? That's what these devils doing.
That's right.
And that's the time we living in, man.
That's right. We have war with these spiritual, against spiritual wickedness in high places. You got it though, bro.
Yeah, this Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, man. And that's what the brother going into. We open up with Matthew the 24th chapter, verse 6. The wars and rumors of wars. All right. All right. The vision is yet for an appointed time, man. Which means it's an appointed time where the famine gonna come. It's an appointed time where it's gonna actually be. World War III is going to actually kick off on a large scale, man. All right, it's actually going to touch the soils of America, man. All right, when those missiles hit America, man, the deliverance, all these things are for an appointed time, but at the end it's just speaking not lie. So these things are going to speak when you are actually caught off in these things, man.
Yeah, the prophecies, that's what's going to speak at the end. They're going to start coming to pass.
That's right.
That's how they're going to start speaking.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? When they start coming to being manifest, when they come on the scene.
When you actually going through the famine, or when you actually see American troops going shoot missile for missile, man.
Man, this is how we told these people it was going to be uproars of the people. You was going to have UN troops on the source of America. It's speaking out, actually. It's really not all the way at the high rate, you know what I mean?
Right, but if you're in the spirit, also, if you're in the spirit, the scriptures say go and tarry, wait for it. But if you're in the spirit, it's really not tarrying. All right, because, hey, man, here it is. You can feel it.
Yeah, it's an energy that come with these prophecies, man. And the spirit of Yahweh, you can feel the spirit. Yep, kind of like the brother said, the Holy Spirit of the Lord, man, that's an overwhelming force, man. And people are starting to, feel the side effects of that energy, man, because it's growing in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Faith shall flourish.
Hey, that's the spirit because we were briefly talking about this woman who were crying about not wanting to receive her meal in a drive-thru, because she feared that they might have tainted or tarnished her food somehow in some way to try to harm her. You know what I'm saying? That's been going on lately. They've been putting like glass shards in the National Guard's food, like the pizza, trying to harm them.
You talking about that lady that was at McDonald's?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about recently. But there's other events, So, like the brother was talking about sedition amongst men, this is the people taking matters in their own hands, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not regarding their kings and princes. Hell, they were trying to get up in the White House. You know what I'm saying? They had the whole White House under lockdown. It was a little bit more than Matthew 24. And then, you know what I'm saying, I know the brother got a precept about Rashad. It was a little bit more than Matthew 24 to finish out.
This Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
And that's what we're witnessing, man. Like I just mentioned, we had China, I believe it was China and India. All right, if I'm mistaken, that was just clashing, they said, man. About 20 troops were dead. All right? That was recent. You got it? That was yesterday.
What else? North Korea and South Korea.
Yeah, that's the other one. But this was India and China that were also mentioned. You got it, bro.
All right, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, you got nations, more nations. You got Iran and America. Yeah. You got Saudi Arabia. You got Yemen. Right. You got, Russia, stuff like that. Germany. Oh, you got, what's this dude, Syria, and then Turkey. Yeah. With the Turks and the Kurds and these, you got the Palestinians and the Israelis. Yeah. So it's a lot of wars that's really taking place that people is unaware of. You got the police against the civilians.
Yeah, over in Washington.
Right, bro. All Seattle.
Seattle,
the main place.
And Atlanta.
Right.
You done, huh? It was a little bit more.
All right, it says, and there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah, pestilences, diseases,
He said family.
Yeah, I forgot what just happened as far as, I'm about to look it up. The truckers are now being told that they're not going to be able to deliver to certain cities.
So ain't no police.
Because they about to do away with certain police districts. And I believe in the Democrats cities, they're going to do away with the whole police districts. So the truckers are being told that they're not going to be able to deliver to those areas.
Because they gonna have what's that shit called, Boston Dynamic type of broke machinery out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And they don't need police to control you people if they give you a RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. They don't need the police for that. They showed you that in that movie on Netflix. The last days of crime in America. You see that shit? Right, bro. They put the chip in you, and then you won't commit no crimes.
No anything, man.
When you even think about breaking the law, if something happened to you, your body get paralyzed.
Yeah, they did that in the movie. It was that sound that went off.
Yeah, it's a movie they just put out. It just came out this year on Netflix.
Yeah, we seen it.
The last days of crime in America, right? And that Esau basically, parabolically telling you something, revealing something to you. Because these are arts. What art imitates life. You know, in these different movies and series that Esau, put on the television screen, it's really his real intentions.
Right, like you said, why would they make a movie called The End Days of America? But they at the same time they programming saying America will go on forever. They ain't putting these movies out because Esau know he's going down, man. It's prophecy like the brother feeding into.
It's Jeremiah chapter 51 and 46. It says, "And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land." It said, rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, violence in the land, ruler against ruler. And that's what you see to this day, man. You know what I mean? The rumor, like we always, brothers pop up in Matthew 24:6. You hear about things in the news that take place. You know what I mean? Ultimately, it's a rumor until that rumor, ultimately becomes true. You know what I'm saying? So what we see now, right? We hear about rumors of like wars, rumors of wars and stuff like that. Ultimately, those rumors that we see in the news, they're gonna come into the light. They're gonna come into fruition. And then we gonna see things start to really speed up, especially since this nigga Trump pushing that Operation Warp Speed, which is when you just sum it up, it's the speeding up of the vaccinations, man. I mean, because Esau, they have what you call an agenda. You know what I'm saying? On that agenda, it's particular things that they want to get done at particular times, man. And they behind on it, man. Because remember, they wanted to chip people years ago, bro. Yeah, like it was like 18, year 2018. Yep. You know what I mean? They wanted to chip niggas years ago, but the Lord had it to where, through the month you mentioned there, and that got delayed. And now it's at the time where, like Scripture said about the half moved up earlier, shall speak now loud.
Right, because Esau, he driving the car, but the Lord is doing the steering.
Right, bro.
All right, so which means, hey, man, Esau thinks that, he does everything, on his own time, but really he's on the time of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
And the scriptures say, when man go up to sleep, the Lord, and roughly paraphrasing, the Lord sealeth instructions. And the scriptures say the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will, man.
Man's going is of the Lord.
Man's going is of the Lord, man. So like I said, Esau, you driving the car, but the Lord is doing the steering. The Lord is turning left. The Lord is putting it in reverse. The Lord is turning right.
The Lord is going to draw him in battle. The Lord is the one that's going to put it in his heart, like the scripture say, though he be so afraid, yet he does fight. The Lord going to make him, he's going to draw him out, make him go to war.
God, I have a piece of it with you. I said, Jeremiah 10 and 23, it said, "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps."
Right.
So
the Lord direct his steps. You might think you wake up, to go to the bathroom and, take a piss, excuse my language, and you just, you might think that you did that on that on your own, man. The Lord put those instructions in your mind, man.
The scripture tell you, man, it's going to go to the Lord.
That's right, brother. So Esau, everything that Esau is, and that's why the scriptures say, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. The Lord is the one that's swinging the sword, man. Esau's the sword, man. The Lord is doing the swing. Hey, that's why the scriptures say, shall the axe boast itself against him that swingeth it? How the hell Esau gonna boast himself against the Most High when the Lord is controlling you, man?
Yeah.
And that's why the scriptures say the pride of thy heart have deceived them, man. Esau, that's how prideful this devil is, man. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I mean, that was it on that appreciate it.
All right,
I bring back
go ahead.
out Jeremiah 10:23. It said, "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct the steps." Yeah, so just harking back on the point, man. Ultimately, people perceive that they got something called free will that don't exist. You know what I mean? It's the Most High that control literally every living organism in this realm and in the next, man. You got something called the spiritual world, which a lot of people are oblivious to. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, what the Lord, the Heavenly Father, is going to do, He's going to put it in the heart of Esau, all right, to have some shit kick off, and then World War III gonna start, man. Because the scriptures say, surely the least of the flocks will draw them out, which the least of the flock is going to Amalek, man, so-called Jews. So according to prophecy, the least of the flock, like I said, which is the Amalekites, which are so-called Jews, they're going to do something to rouse these other nations up, and then shit gonna pop off, man. Because everybody hate them fucking Jews any damn, them so-called Jews any damn way, man.
Like Obadiah, the scriptures say, thou art greatly despised.
Yeah.
All right, so now Esau, the one because at the end of the day, man, everyone looked up to the so-called white man or looked up to Esau, sleaze and America, because America allowed them to, hey, just because of the money, man. Esau had the power, you had the money. These other countries wanted the money because all these other countries, basically, China, they was all doing bad before they got into bed with America, And because like I remember the brother said this a long time ago, any nation that ever had the Israelites in captivity, they always flourished.
Yeah, they did.
So, hey, basically, America gave these other nations a piece of the pie, a piece of the Israelites.
Yeah, that's why they import shit here.
That's right.
That's why they get rich off of the Israelites, because we the number one consumers at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? All this cheap ass furniture. All this, real talk, so like
Clothes.
you're right, Jordans and the Nike apparel,
iPhones.
all the garments, all the weave and shit that they import from these other countries, man. These allied countries, right? Because these other nations are allies with America. They on one accord. Psalms 83 tell you they come together on one roughly paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? With one consent, roughly paraphrasing. So yeah, they all together, man. These heathens right along with it. They get money. That's how they got rich.
Yeah, that's the spirit, bro. And all you Edomites, you always be quick to say, "Oh, go back to your own country," or go back to this, or go back to that. Well, the scriptures say, all that held them fast, held them captives, and refused to let them go. All right, Esau, you refuse to let us go because we're a prized possession. Until you Edomites, man, because this is how you rich.
Yeah, right. And then because if he let us go, we gonna find the Lord. That's
right.
why he gonna be able to distract us and shit like that from the Lord. So that's the main reason why these devils don't want to let us go. You feel me?
Shalom.
That's what Moses said, right? He told Pharaoh, let us go pray unto the Lord and sacrifice unto the Lord.
Right.
He didn't want to do that. So that's what ultimately was gonna happen to Jacob. So that's why he don't want to do that, because he know the scriptures. We under the curses. Once we go back to the Lord, and he gonna put all nations under us.
Right.
Deuteronomy.
It's Judah chapter 5, verse 17. Now, whilst they sin not before their God, they prosper.
Yep, when we don't sin against the Heavenly Father, that's what we prosper.
That's laws,
prosper.
commandments.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we prosper. Because everything is in order.
Because the power that hated iniquity was with them.
Yep. And who's the power that hate iniquity? What is iniquity? Continual sin. So America is hated. They promote homosexuality, man. They promote the North American Man Boy Love Association. You know what I'm saying? They promote prostitution and whoredom in our women. Right. That's what you know what I'm saying? So that's iniquity. Right. Or sex changer for children, divorces. Like the brother said, child support. You know what I'm saying? That's iniquity, usury. So that's iniquity, continual sin, and that's what America, Babylon the Great does.
Verse 18.
And that power, read that part again about the power that hates iniquity.
Because the power that hates iniquity,
yeah, the one who
was
can
with
people
them.
literally called God and Jesus Christ. That's the power that hates iniquity, man. Iniquity is continual sin. The Lord hates sin. And the sinner.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them,
That's the way that the Lord appointed us. To follow the laws. That's right. Yep, to keep the law.
They were
Not follow after the heathen, to be holy, to be separate. That's what we strayed from the way.
learned not the way of the heathen.
Yup.
It says they were destroyed in many battles, very sore.
Yeah, destroyed in many battles, very sore, man. That's the only time the Israelites lost battles. When we had Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shah with us.
Right.
When the Lord was with us, and that's how it's gonna be in the kingdom. See, He never gonna be away from us. So we want all the smoke, just like Bo had with Moses. You hit that video that the apostles do. You see that? You want all the smoke? You better pray you an Israelite, man. Because in the kingdom, you choo 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 choo.
That same video,
Yeah, we gonna be on some, you know what I'm saying, the little ending that could with all the smoke.
Yeah, right. Like Mary Kane said, he was doing
That's right.
Almost, it says, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
Yeah, that's why we here.
That's right, brother.
That's why we in America. You know, this land was ours. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
the
it
temple,
belonged to our brothers, Gad, Reuben, the northern kingdom,
that's right.
the northern tribes, man. Right, like taking us to the land of, you know, Syria, Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Greece, Egypt, like the brother said, right? Rome. You know, and America, aka Babylon the Great.
And the temple of their power was cast to the ground.
And we're the temple. That's why we're at the bottom. We was cast to the ground, bro. We're the temple of the Lord.
And their cities were taken by the enemies.
Yup, that's why them so-called Jews are sworn enemy. All right, Amalek, our sworn enemy. The Lord said He's gonna have war with Amalek from generation to generation. You know, and they took our cities, our temples, our goodly, pleasant things. You know, our sacrificial vessels. You know, we're gonna get all that back though. But all that stuff over there in Egypt, man, we're gonna get up there in Israel and in the Vatican and these different places that they got our stuff hid like a thief do.
I got something real quick. It's Ezekiel chapter 36 and 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are in our possession. And that's basically going to what the brother was talking about, how the Edomites, you know, spoiled and robbed us of all our things. Ultimately, it goes back to us not having the Heavenly Father, man, with us, man. All right?
Hey, I wanted to get a quick precept also on the shot down of mine. This is Job chapter 20, verse 15. It says, He hath swallowed down riches, and He shall vomit them up.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what the brother was going into. You know, about the fact that he has taken stuff that don't belong to him, man. You know, ill-gotten gains, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? James the 5th chapter. You know, that's what Esau does, man.
Yeah, riches got by deceit.
Riches got by deceit, man. He goes and takes stuff against people's will, like the scriptures say, Micah 2:1. He coveted fields and taken by force. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. This is exactly how this devil operates, man. So what the scripture said, what? He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Exactly. So everything that he has taken against his will, against, you know, saying people will, because the scriptures refer to them as being the hammer of the whole earth. Okay? Everything that he has taken, man, all right, is going to be restored again. Hey, they even got the whole term blood diamonds. You know?
That's why the scriptures say the saints of the Most High, who is the Israelites, shall take the kingdom.
Right.
Because the same way He took us and took everything from us, it's a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation. And that trouble.
That's right. It said Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. So yeah, he gonna vomit it up. You know, it's gonna be restored. You know what I'm saying? Hey, tenfold, because the Lord is gonna give us. I don't even want water. The Lord gonna give us much more than everything that we had lost. Go ahead.
This Ecclesiasticus, known as Sirach, chapter 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people into another. So when the kingdom gets translated, not only is Esau going into captivity, not only is Esau being taken, but also everything that Esau has. it's coming right along with Esau. Because when Esau put us in captivity, our prized possessions came along with us.
Yeah,
You know?
and if I can say this about the unrighteous dealings, that's how he do with his justice system, and his court system. You know, with these lawyers and all this litigation and paperwork, that's all unrighteous dealing. Because at the end of the day, you know, Jake don't have enough, you know what I'm saying, money or resources. Substance, like the brother said, man, F that. Because if you got substance and money, you don't need IQ and all that other bullshit. Esau let you know that.
I'm talking about it. Look.
Like,
It was this Edomite Salami. It was Edomite dude, it was this Jake dude. Salami, how about you? I was shot. But it was Edomite dude and it was this Jake dude that was the same age, they had both of the same cases, the same numbers.
Right.
And they gave it.
there you go. Yeah, of
Edom
course.
like 2 years and they
Yeah,
gave Jake 26
hey, like
years.
my nigga Spody from Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? Last year, when Amber Geiger murked that dude, both from Jenny, she got 10 years for that shit. They gave my nigga Spody 10 years for having a pistol, being a felon, bro. That's unrighteous dealings, bro. You hear me? Right, bro. She got 10 years for murder, breaking and entering. They didn't even charge her with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, bro? But and that's a part of that unrighteous dealings, man. The way that they deal with our people in their justice system, man. You know, with parole and you know all these you know police officers, policing our neighborhood, redlining. You know what I'm saying? Like the Elder Malcolm always going to the Jim Crow era. You know what I'm saying? Sharecropping.
I said the whole system is designed against Jake.
Yeah, right, and that goes back to what the brother read. That's the unrighteous dealings, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got one for you. Real quick, so I gotta get it. It says, Nahum, because I'm talking about unrighteous dealings, how Esau deal unrighteous and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't pay your money every day, man. Don't pay your money every day. Charging you for things that's free, like water, right? Electricity. You know what I'm saying? Electricity, bro. You know, land.
Let me get this Bible shot. This for you, bro. Nahum 1:2. It says, Yahweh is jealous and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserves wrath for his enemies. Verse 3, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
So I get off there. Hey, yeah, you Edomites get to get off there. Hey, you Edomites get to get off in this society. You get acquitted on in this society, but when you're Habba Shimi Al-Shah, you ain't gonna get acquitted, man.
Yeah, and acquitted means to be found innocent. Right, so you're not gonna be found. That's what it is when the judge, you know what I'm saying, the court be acquitted, the case be acquitted, you know what I'm saying, or the defendant is acquitted, that means he found guilty of all the charges that was brought up against him. Go ahead.
I was gonna add on if I can. It said acquit, free someone from criminal charge by a verdict of not guilty.
And there we
That's
go.
what the scriptures say. Those that hold them.
Those it said those that
they
hold
oppressors.
Right.
Oh yeah, Zechariah 11:5.
Hey, I got one that right up with you, brother. This is Romans chapter 2, verse 3.
Right, because you Edomites, y'all gonna be, if I can say this, y'all gonna be judged by the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be judged by the scriptures.
This is Romans 2:3. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judges them which doest the such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of Yahweh? That's with a question mark. That's a rhetorical question. The Lord saying, hey man, you think that you're going to escape my judgment? It's no way, Esau. Hey, Esau, you can escape all these unrighteous dealings, like the brother saying, all these unrighteous murderings you committing against our people. You think you might get acquitted, you might get a slap on the wrist, but the Lord ain't gonna give you a slap on the wrist, Esau. All right, because why? You're going into captivity, Esau.
Slap on the wrist, no, some chains right across the wrist.
That's right, brother. Hey, because you're going into captivity. Hey, your unrighteous dealings, man. Hey, you didn't deal unrighteously with everyone on the planet Earth, man. Not just us, man. These other heathens, man. You put yourself in contracts and agreements with other people. You drop them, or you go back off on them, you know? So Esau, you got a lot to pay for it, man. All right? hey, in the kingdom, Esau, we go, hey man, we gonna do you in, man, you know, according to the law, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 13.
That's right there.
It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy.
Without mercy, why? Go ahead, brother, keep going.
It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy that have shown no mercy.
Right, Esau, what have you shown mercy on Jake, Esau? All right, you haven't shown mercy on us at all, man. And the only reason why that we're still here in numbers is because of the Most High. But if it was left up to Esau, we would have all been destroyed. Or he would have brought us here to this land, put us in one big bonfire, and did away with us, man.
Hey, and you know they're talking about Esau because when you go into the Zionist dictionary and you look up Edom and say the only nation that is promised no mercy.
That's right.
If we get no mercy, no love, it's over with for y'all.
You don't show Jake no mercy, Esau. You don't feel sorry for what you're doing to us, man. You have no mercy, and you have a perpetual hatred, which means it's never ending, man.
Right, yeah, Jake break in the house to get out of the cold.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? They throw the book at him.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? That's especially if you a convicted felon already. You know what I'm saying? Throw the book at him. No mercy at all. The draconian, you know, that's what Esau is. He a violent, combative, very strict person, man, at the end of the day. So a person like that, they won't show you no mercy.
Right.
A violent, combative, very strict person, a bloody man, you know what I'm saying, who get, you know, take pleasure off of blood and lying and stealing. The nigga who take pleasure in doing wickedness.
Thou hast
What?
not hated blood, blood shall pursue me.
That's right. But since an individual who take pleasure in wickedness, why would they have mercy on you? It's wicked for me to do this to you, and I take pleasure in that. So why would these devils have mercy? You know what I'm saying? They doing what they was created to do.
Take peace from earth.
Vessels of wrath, that's right. That's what they fitted, tailor-made for destruction. You feel me? Vessels of wrath fitted for destruction. What did he say?
No, the sleep is taken away unless he calls somebody to fall, brother. This devil can't get those. The brother about to grab it though, but this is how much he is a devil, man.
This Proverbs 4:16. Oh, go ahead. Proverbs 4:16. For they sleep not except they have done mischief.
So this devil can't go to sleep unless he do something that's mischief, man. Unless he calls someone to fall, unless he steal. And the scripture said the thief coming out with a steal, kill, and destroy, man.
Yeah, mischief is evil, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what mischief is, evil. And that's what these devils, they can't get no sleep until they know it's evil, man. So that's the only time that they get rest, man. That's the only time that they can exhale, man, when they accomplish an evil plan or evil purpose, right? That's what the devices is. God should say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Because that's what the device is, his evil purpose, man.
And what the scripture say, it said, in Micah 2:1, it said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, man. When the morning is light, they practice it. So at the nighttime, the devil probably sitting up, snoring coke, you know, thinking of something evil and wicked to bring forth. And then it said when the morning is light, he practiced it, man. He put the action, he put his plan into action. The power was in his hand.
They ain't just sitting up sniffing coke. They doing sacrifices, blood sacrifices. They praying to the spiritual demon Satan.
That's right,
you know what I'm saying? They might be speaking in Hebrew. You know, ancient Paleo Hebrew, like who knows? They Hebrew Edomites, man. These devils do a diligent search. They know some stuff, man. That's why they go. They don't want us to speak the language that we be speaking, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? These devils know what's going on.
I got some. It's Baruch 125. My children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High.
Yeah, nobody suffer patiently in the apostle and elders, man. A great millstone, man. You know, and real suffering. You know what I'm saying?
For thy enemies have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck.
Yeah, we seeing the destruction of our enemy. Who's our enemy? Psalms the 83rd chapter, right? Because right along with Esau, the other nations too. See, like the apostle said, we talk about Esau, Edom, but these other nations, they gonna get it too. They gonna fall right along with Esau. The scripture talk about that in Isaiah. What is that? Isaiah, he that helpeth shall fall, and they both shall fall together. I think that's Isaiah 30. Or Isaiah 33 though.
I got something else about the enemies. This Nehemiah 5:9. Also I said, it is not good that you do ought he not to walk in the fear of our power
That's
because
right.
of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies? So all the heathens, man. Same way what to say when you
Something like your house shot. That's right. That's right. What is that? Isaiah 52nd chapter. They talk about his face was marred than men. Roughly paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? Kind. Yeah. That's right. Would you add some more in there?
that was good.
Alright. Alright, Shai, you still reading that?
Yeah, Proverbs 4:16 it says, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall."
Right, so Esau, he can't get no rest at night unless he do some wickedness, man. This devil can't go to bed unless he didn't, stole something, destroy something or kill something, man. All right, and that's how you know that this is the devil, man.
The thief coming not
But to steal, kill, and destroy, man. And that's why, a lot of people out there, they be butthurt about the things that this devil is out here doing, but this is the devil. This is what we're foretelling. He's the devil. He's not, he's the enemy of the world, because why? The Lord didn't create him to be peaceful with anyone. So in all actuality, this devil's the enemy of every other nation on the
He's
planet.
the enemy of the earth too,
That's
because
right.
he goes around destroying the earth.
Yeah, he saw his nation of people, they antichrist. Right.
They against the earth though. They go, they destroy the air, destroy the water, destroy the environment, the economy. They take a species of animals and try to mate them with a different species that it don't belong. Just doing devilish shit that shouldn't be, man.
You're right. Hunting for not just hunting for sport.
Yeah,
Hunting for sport.
exactly.
Cruelty to the animals.
Just cruise, not even for the purpose of hunting to survive.
That's the spirit.
What's
Now
up?
look, I got a precept, right? And this is where we're going back into when we met the chick. She said Isaiah the 24th chapter.
Right.
All right, Isaiah 24, verse 4, it said, "The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant." Man.
Yeah, exactly. This earth is defiled, man. That's the point. And who's responsible? Esau, Edom. Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked, man. And Esau is the one. Look at the face of the money.
And really, ultimately, how he defiled him was the blood of Israel.
Right.
The land.
To change the law, he changed the law.
And they also crucified the image of our Lord and Savior, Yahushua.
But just imagine if Esau, the problem is, if Esau would have just kept the law of the Bible, if this would have been the law of the land, everything would be going perfect, man.
Because, like the apostle said, they used to have, back in the days on Sunday, they used to close all the stores. I forget what it was called, Blue Days, something, bro.
Something like that, yeah.
You remember he was saying that?
Yeah.
That they used to close the door, all
Blue laws or something like that.
Blue laws, I believe that is
Yeah.
it. Blue laws or something like that. How they used to close all the stores, and you know what I'm saying? That was like the Sabbath on Sunday. They used to have church in school. You know what I'm saying? They used to have church in school, read the Bible in school.
This is a Google definition of blue law. It says a law prohibiting certain activities such as shopping on a Sunday. In colonial New England, a strict religious law, particularly one preventing entertainment or leisure.
Right, and that's like a Sabbath, because that's what you do on our Sabbath day. You just get rest. You don't entertain or stuff like that. You don't really do no manual labor. So that's what Esau, he used to do that shit. But then, like scriptures talk about knowledge increase. And knowledge puffeth up. So the more knowledge that this devil obtained, the more prideful that he was, and the less he would keep or try to portray that he was keeping certain of the scriptures, man. To try to portray himself to be righteous, but now his horns is, that nigga salivating, right? It's like a rabid dog.
He losing his touch. Because Esau, is to the one point, our people wouldn't even, even think, this devil to be, anything but just a honest American citizen. But the Lord, Esau, them left-hand spirits is starting to leave Esau. Esau losing his touch. Everybody starting to see through his. This devil was hey man, he was his deception, his witchcraft, his sorcery you know, was great, but now it's like people, as soon as this devil puts something up, the people are like, I don't believe that shit, you know? They starting to see through this devil lies, man. So,
like nakedness shall be.
The apostle did a video just recently with Pat, what's his nigga name? Pat, the dude from the TBC network. The church people, the Edomite nigga, man, what's this nigga name, man? Come on. He did a video of this nigga Pat something, man. And how he was talking about he don't believe that the chip is the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
And all the people was on the cover board disagreeing with that nigga, man. You know what I said? Like the brother said, he lost his touch, man. You ain't got that right, because just like Simon the sorcerer in Acts the 8th chapter, he used sorcery to deceive the people into believing that he was somebody that he wasn't.
talking about Pat Robinson?
Pat Robinson, Tawada, that's his name. That Edomite, man. You know what I'm saying? And all that sorcery, that shit wearing off. You know what I'm saying? Right, because the Lord taking those spirits away. So to Micah, the 5th chapter, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Because he needed Esau to do his job. You feel me? It's almost there, so.
yeah, right.
He don't need no more.
Right, he need everybody to be
Aware.
against you.
Yeah.
So in order for us to be against you, we gotta be revealed.
Who you is. That's what the scripture says. The man is sin.
Yeah.
Exactly. And as he started to get revealed, hey, he's starting to lose that power of being able to maneuver in darkness without people knowing his every move.
Oh, remember, because you go back to the scriptures, the Lord said Cain was going to be a vagabond. And that's why Esau went around the world changing everybody's nationality so he could blend in and hide himself. But just imagine the person on the run that he get told on, you know?
Right.
That's why they got those movies, man. U.S. Marshals, Wesley Snipes. No, what?
Dude, what's the black?
Will Smith?
No,
Tom Hanks.
No,
I forget his name, bro. I forget his name.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee
Tommy
Jones.
Jones, yeah.
But the real one was with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
That was the first one. Wesley Snipes was a remake. So that's really why Esau, like we said earlier, art imitates life, bro.
Yeah, the second one, I think, U.S.
Will
Marshal.
Smith?
Yeah.
U.S. Marshal first.
Yup.
Will Smith?
That's enemy of the state.
God,
I'm talking about on the run and how he was doing what the brother was saying. He was changing his identity. You know what I'm saying? Changing his his traits.
Yeah, kind of, bro.
Exactly.
He was traveling.
It's Proverbs 16 and 12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the thrones is established by righteousness.
Right?
Read it again.
It says, this Proverbs 16 and 12. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness.
Yeah, right. We the kings, man. You know what I'm saying? It's abomination for us. Because, right, the scripture says, through our precepts, you understand that. That's why I hate every false way. So we the kings, that's how you know who the real kings are too. You know, because the real kings going to go through what? They going to hate abominations. And what are abominations according to the scripture? Certain laws, sins that you commit. You know what I'm saying? We're really sin in general.
Yeah,
That's an abomination. Right, that's right, brother. You know, so we those kings, man. You know what I'm saying?
We are. And
Right, you're right. The scripture said that. The scripture, we gonna be, they tell be no king, no priest.
Right.
To me. Let me paraphrase.
And Esau a wicked king. If you a wicked, you ain't gonna last that long. That's why our king is gonna be established forever.
Because of the law.
hey, the Lord said in Sirach 10 and 4 that He's gonna set over the king one over that's profitable.
Yeah, and the scripture said, a wise king instructed paraphrasing. Sirach 10 and 1, real quick, right?
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell
Verse 3
therein.
the point. Get verse 3. That was the point.
This is Sirach 10 and 3.
Yep.
An unwise king destroyeth his people.
Right, and who's that unwise king? Esau. Because he don't what? He don't hate abominations.
Right.
You know what I'm
He
saying? He
embrace
don't. That's
He
right,
endorse
brother.
it.
He endorses it, he promotes it.
Right.
He indulged in it.
Yup.
He's swallowing it.
Yeah, he wallowing it. Right. Like
Wallowing.
admire in the you know. You got it.
It says, An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Yeah, prudence is basically looking forward to the future with care. That's what it is to be prudent. And who's doing that? The brothers, the star with the positive.
The hopeful elect.
Yeah, that's
Back in
right.
this verse 4, it said, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it what that is profitable, man.
So it's in the hand of the Lord. That's the point.
That's the point.
And
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai is in control.
Right,
He's the
but-
one that's controlling it. Go ahead.
Now, I was gonna say because at this particular time, in this particular presence, the power of the earth is Esau, right? But the scriptures say he is in the hand of the Most High, and the hand is represent of what power? Yah in the Hebrew, right? You know, so he's the power of the earth, but he ain't the power of the universe. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Earth is only one planet. You know, there's multiple planets. You know what I'm saying?
And we ain't even give him that much credit because,
Galaxies.
you know, it's the Lord that got them set up that's about to actually take them down soon come. Hey, the Lord said that our salvation is the one we believe. Hey, and it could be this year, Lord, willing. Go ahead, young brother, go
That
ahead.
is book of Psalms chapter 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. Hey, people's fleeing away from this devil life, man. His tongue fall upon himself, and that's a sign of him falling. That's a sign of him losing his kingdom, losing his authority over the people. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gonna come down and break rap with the sword. He ain't got to do it through his media. His tongue, that tongue ain't working no more.
Yeah.
You know, we got
That's
the
right,
prophets
brother.
on the scene.
Yeah.
We got the word going out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jake even, you know, just coming out all Israelites. Esau would have never let that shit go out. You know what I'm saying? Over the internet, man.
Right,
That's
celebrities, man.
What his so-called creation is exposing.
Mhm.
Everything that Esau's so-called created is internet. This is how you being exposed. YouTube. This is how you being exposed, man.
Yeah,
You know?
and his tongue fall upon him is all these other Edomites, man, who basically condemning the shit that these other
What's up,
Edomites
Lord?
do.
What's up, Lord?
You know, because it's a house divided. You got my man, the last American vagabond on YouTube. He an Edomite who, you know what I'm saying, all he talk about is how America destroy other countries. Y'all gotta check him out though, bro. He be the spirit of the Lord, man. The Lord got this nigga mouth running like a faucet. So like, you hear me, bro? You hear me? I'm talking about, bro.
God, I can hear you, bro.
You got Eric Snowden, they charging niggas with espionage. The dude, John Bolton just wrote a book, and they basically saying that they don't want him to come out with it because it got too many top secrets. Been there, you know what I'm saying? And John Bolton, you know what I'm saying, the security advisor, he come back, his lawyer saying that it don't have no secret. You know what I'm saying, bro? So, like that scripture, whoever just read that, Salaki, what you read, brother?
This Psalm 64 and 8.
Yeah, that's Psalm 64 and 8, man. They tongue fall upon themselves. You got it, right?
Let's say, so they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves.
Yep.
All that see them shall flee away.
Yeah, all that see them shall flee away, right? You got this dude, Robert English. Check him out. All he be is in goddamn Israel and Jerusalem talking about Palestine, how do you goddamn IDF, the Israel defense versus shooting and killing these people. And they Edomites just like him though, that's the point. But you know what I'm saying, these idiots don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
I got a proof of that. Isaiah 47:3. It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. And yeah, we already know.
No, I understand there it is, you know, because, yeah, he said the Lord will take vengeance. He will not meet thee as a man. Yeah, how about Shemuel Shell's come to take vengeance upon this place? That's not peaceful. Hey, that's coming to bring war. He's a man of war. He's coming to bring war upon this place. Why he said he's not coming to meet you as a man, he's coming as an angelic being.
He said, right. Judge in ways, he do judge in ways more righteous.
That's right.
That's what the scripture said.
That's right.
Smite the heathen, roughly paraphrase.
Hey, get that, bro. Hey,
When I bought it?
yeah, come.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm thinking what you just said, Isaiah 47:3. No, you talk, yeah, bring it, be tell you, it's going to be revealed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Isaiah 46. You about to go over. I got you. Isaiah 47 verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
That's
yea.
the point. That nakedness shall be uncovered.
Yep, there is a little bit more.
Yeah,
Thy
that's the
shame.
nakedness, right? The shame is what? for the violence against
My
our
brother Jacob changed from currently,
Right, so that's
right.
that's what's getting uncovered. That's why they all bringing up racism and shit like that. That's why they bringing up racism. And that's why they bringing up That's why they bringing up slavery and tearing down these different white supremacist monuments and statues.
That's right.
That's the shame that's being uncovered.
That's right.
People starting to talk about slavery and racism.
And that's also exactly. And that's what's starting to gather fame to a degree because people starting to feel quote unquote racial pity, if you will. You know what I'm saying? They starting to feel some pity. You know what I'm saying?
Shame, man.
Because of that shame.
That's right. And when you go into the Hebrew word, salami.
I was just gonna say the children shall seek the police report. That's
That's
all right.
right. The brother quoted that earlier. Then when you go into the Hebrew word shame, it goes to the word gawash, right? In the Hebrew, right? Which means a feeling of guilt. So these people is feeling guilty because they, you know what I'm saying, they naked is being uncovered with how the inception of America, how this place was created. You know what I'm saying? Raping women, you know what I'm saying? You know, raping women. You know, brutally beating, you know, and hanging and lynching our men, right? Separating our children.
They just said there was like 3 lynchings within the past week alone.
Bringing us over here.
Like tree lynchings. Yeah.
California,
Bringing us over here on cargo slave ship. Go ahead.
So this is Revelation 19, the one you quoted, 19 and 11. It said, I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
Yeah, that horse represents power, man. That's talking about the chariots, man.
Yeah.
Like the apostle did the video, they seen 3-head camp. You see that, the chariots, man? Man, me and I'll be praying, you remember, bro.
Hey,
You know what I'm
through the
saying?
spirit I know.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna see the first, right?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. But and me and the brother Arashad, we was with Koryam, we seen chariots that day.
He was rolling too.
Yep.
Flying fast.
I
seen 6 of them. I'm like, yo, he moving.
I seen the chariot, I see the bright chariot, bro. I walk out my job, bro. I see the bright chariot flying, but then when I left closer, bro, it was 5 chariots flying. It was like 1 chariot right here, and there was 1 right there, 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 flying on the side of that one bright chariot, bro.
And the one I sent you, it was the big one, and then shot out one. You know?
Yeah,
boom, shot
So
one
yeah,
out.
they starting to manifest themselves, man. I'm with you, man. Esau. Hey, the brother Esau, you being uncovered, man. Everything that you done paid all this money for to hide and conceal. You know, hey, man, you know, man. Hey, that's why the scripture said the things that we hear from ages and generations is now made manifest to the saints, man. Esau, you can't hide nothing now, boy. You uncovered, man. And it's like a woman that stripped of her clothes outside in public, man.
That's right. Hey, the son of perdition is being revealed.
That's right.
The son of destruction. Esau is being revealed as being the one that's destroying the earth. And people starting to want revenge for that action.
Right.
You know, these other
They're
nations
destroying people's
Yeah,
lives.
you the one behind the COVID-19, man. They started to figure out you the one that your CDC, your Center of Disease Control, is the one who create these diseases. Hey, Esau, you responsible for all the diseases on the planet Earth, man. Now these countries that's full of these people with these different diseases, hey, it came from your Center of Disease Control, Esau. So that's why ultimately all these nations gonna shoot missiles on you, man.
That's right. Mark, you got that?
Time, bro. Back in Revelation 19 and 11, it say, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war.
Yeah, that's talking about the Lord. That precept, that goes back to Isaiah 63. We're talking about the wine press because we keep reading on down. But that's what the Lord coming back for. The white represents purity, man. You know, because the Lord gonna be pure. And he said righteousness do a judge and rage war, right? Because you could go to war for righteousness, man. And that's what the Lord coming back to do. He coming back to go to war in righteousness and judge, right? According to the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got one more verse. It says, eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. It said he had a name written, and no
He's
man.
gonna have many crowns because, right, pursuant to what? Daniel the 7th chapter.
Yeah.
Right, I beheld till the thrones was cast down. And the ancient of days get set, the throne's gonna get cast down when our Lord Yahweh shall come back on the white horse. The chariots, man. The chariot, man.
Yep. It says, and he had a name written that no man knew, but he himself. Yeah, you know what I mean? Which we all know, like I said, the brothers gonna get they gonna receive the edifying of the name, and we how wide Yahushua really are. Well, y'all got it.
I got one.
Yeah, and there's two types of men. Real talk. It's a man of the Heavenly Father, and then it's just regular men.
Yeah, right.
Well, really, it's only one type, because you can only be a man when you're a man of the Heavenly Father.
Esau, boy.
This second Ezra 6 and 28. That's what faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth, which have been so long
Yeah,
without
faith
fruit,
is gonna flourish, man, like a plant. Like during springtime. That's how it's gonna flourish, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. That's how it's gonna flourish. You know, it's gonna blossom, man. Right. Real soon, faith is. The faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the one and true and only faith, is gonna blossom.
it says, corruption shall be overcome.
Yeah, corruption is death. That's what corruption is, because that's what happened to your body when you die. When you go in the grave, you decay. You corrupt.
That's where
You corrode.
that's where it said when Yahushua said son of corruption.
That's right, brother.
Decay.
That's right. It said corruption shall be overcome, so that's talking about death, man.
And
You
the
know?
truth, which have been so long without fruit,
That's right.
shall be declared.
Mhm. Yeah, right. And declare meaning to make public. Right. So that's what happened to this truth.
I got some. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him while he is eating. That's right, because Esau eating, he pretty much that's dependable as far as his new world order. The brother was going into the Boston Dynamics as far as his robots and machinery, all that. So Esau is eating, but at the same time, the Lord is going to upset it. The Lord is going to intervene. And ain't gonna come to pass. All those futuristic movies, Esau think he about to establish, that shit ain't getting that far, bro.
Yeah, right.
They shorten the days to do that shit.
And he said that he cannot perform his enterprise. The book of Job. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's the spirit.
I got one real quick. This is the book of Sirach chapter 40. Was you done talking?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Sirach 40 and 12. It says, all bribery and injustice shall be blotted out, but true dealing shall endure forever. And that's that process what we coming to now. You know what I mean? With all injustice, all that shit is about to get wiped out, bro. Here, that shit about to get wiped out, bro. When the Lord come back, man, we ain't got to worry about what
Esau, they got one last hurrah, like y'all jarheads say. Like y'all damn jarheads say. Hoorah!
Right.
Y'all got one more.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's beautiful, man. Cause this is hell, man. Living here, man, and trying to, live be a righteous man in this hell, man. That shit is stressful, man. You know what I mean?
It is.
Imagine Lot instead of making more, he was trying to be righteous with all this
You can't be a
wickedness
righteous
around.
You can't be a righteous
You
man.
can't.
Right, people look at you like it's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You
You
be a
can't even
righteous
hold
man.
the righteous laws.
Yeah.
Or
That's the point, right? You can't. That's the point. You can't be
You
righteous.
can't
in
execute
society.
true judgment here.
Right.
Man,
That's the point.
That's why I will.
Scripture say that the wicked do compass about the righteous, therefore unjust proceeding.
That's why the Lord said, blessed you that, matter of fact, I'm going to just get it, bro. I'm going to get it. It says, Matthew 5, verse 6, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled, man.
That's right. That's why the scriptures say the ones who sign the crown for the abominations that will be done in the midst of. Man, we strive. We rehearsing the righteous acts, man. We hoping for this, man. We want this, man. We need this, man.
Need this, bro.
Hey, man, you know.
The world need it, bro. You really think about it.
Oh yeah, because the scriptures say, man, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. When the righteous in authority, the people rejoice, man. No one's rejoicing right now, man. No one on the planet Earth is rejoicing, and that's how you know the wicked are in authority. And Jake ain't in authority right now. Esau is.
People understand that this is
Right.
This is it, man.
We need, hey, remember we went into that lesson? I can always make mention because that was a powerful lesson. All right, but hey, they talk about the world problems and how to resolve them. And how you resolve them, man. Take Esau out of power, man. Hey, forget all the extra stuff. Oh, go through this. No, just take Esau out of power, and that's going to eliminate the sickness, starvation. Ain't there going to be no homelessness, man. Take Esau out of power, man, and that's how you resolve the world problems, man. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is coming to do, man. And set up the one that is profitable, to the. Hey, because when Yahushua and the rest of the nation on down is in authority, all right, the people, it's going to be beneficial to the whole world, man. It's going to be beneficial to the other nations as well, man.
Yeah. They're going to want to.
Revelations 21, I will start at the top, I will start at the bottom, in respect to the point. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain.
That's right. That's all these are all the things that we are experiencing right now. You want to talk about hell as a place where you burn forever with a spiritual demon that's red with a pitchfork. No, man, hell is right here in America, man. Hell is a condition of living, man. We are in hell right now, man. And the Lord is coming to wipe away our tears, man, because we're crying, man. Even when you're not physically crying, you spiritually crying, man. All right? Because why, man? We taking a beating here, man. All right? But guess what? The things that we're going through now, it ain't got nothing on what we're going to experience in the kingdom, man. So, man, we got to go through this just to get the kingdom, man. All fine and dandy, man.
That's right, Doc.
I got proof.
A little bit more. It says, for the former things are passed away. Okay, now we do.
Yeah, because America gonna be destroyed. That's gonna be the form of things passed away of us being enslaved. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit gonna be done away with.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the former things Esau being the rulership and the heathen is over with.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the former things that's gonna pass away. Our women being over. So that's only having one woman. And then another woman, the one that you got getting on your phone. You know what I'm saying? That's the form of things that's gonna be passed away.
Yeah, us having to go to Esau for the one of all things, man.
Right here, bro. Edomite cops, Edomite fucking cops, man, rolling around our damn neighborhood and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? With shotguns and revolvers and shit.
Looking
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, ain't gonna be no more of that shit, man.
Because it tell you that in Psalms 10 and 8 that they lurk in
that's good places.
Yeah, I got
So that's the form of things that the brother Rob is reading about in Revelation, man. I'll be with you in the 20th chapter. 21st chapter, man. So the form of things gonna be passed away. This kingdom, this rulership, this dominion, this eon, this age.
Look, this Isaiah 25 and 7. And he will destroy in the mountain the face of the covering cast of all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Yeah, pretty much those things that were the lies, man. The things that were covering people, at least you got that term pulling the wool over your eyes. The things that were covering wasn't
Covered the faces of the
judges
judges.
Changing everybody nationality.
he
God and Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Christianity.
This nigga a trip, bro.
Yeah.
He just made everything upside down.
This is one part.
Yeah, one more verse.
It says, he will swallow up death and victory.
Right, and he talking about Yahweh Shai said
That's
he
right.
swallow up death and victory.
Which he did that already when he
Right.
died and came back.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
he was reincarnated.
Yep.
All right, but that's what I'm saying, because the scriptures speak about reincarnation. So that's when the Lord overcame death. When he died and came back.
Yeah.
So death been overcome.
And that's how we gonna be able to live forever too. Because we gonna do the same thing.
And we gonna keep the law. We gonna keep the scripture say the wages of sin is death. We ain't gonna sin.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we gonna be perfect.
Let's go, brothers.
The law gonna be written in them.
Let's
Yeah,
go,
I was thinking
brothers.
that as well. Like Yahweh Shai, you gotta know, we gotta remember, he along with Abraham created everything. So he even know how to process the death work. Bro, man, before even death came, he was here. He was
He
here.
opened and created wisdom.
Yeah, he was here, bro. And before anything ever died, like an animal, before anything died, he was
He
here.
created them.
Bro, he did. Because death is spirit.
And he's life.
Yeah, exactly, bro. He is spirit.
So look, I'm gonna close with this.
They got to go ahead.
This is like this is Isaiah 25 and 8.
Yeah.
He will swallow up death and victory.
Yeah.
And the Lord Yahweh Shai will wipe away all tears from all faces.
Yeah.
Right, man.
And the rebuke of his people
Right.
Yeah. The rebuke of his people, because we're gonna be perfect. Go ahead.
shall he take away from off all the earth.
Yeah, because everybody gonna love us, man. Everybody gonna love us. That's why they gonna admire and idolize us down there to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Righteous.
Oh yeah, because that's the spirit. The scripture said when you read Deuteronomy 4th chapter, it said we keep the law and the other nations look up to us as wise and understanding people. You know?
Because we don't judge by the law.
That's right, brother.
Wait, where you at? You were in Revelations 21. what?
And this Isaiah
Hold
25 and
on, let me see Isaiah what?
8. 25 and 8.
Because they say gonna wipe away all tears in the first chapter.
25
It's the same thing pretty much being said here. How the Lord is gonna wipe away all tears from our from faces. Because right now that process, everybody sad and depressed and mourning. But when the Lord come back, you know what I mean, he gonna, it's first and foremost, he gonna wipe away the tears from his people. But then, like I said, with the benefit of us, with the benefit of us being the rulership, the other nations, they ain't gonna have to go through the shit either.
Man, they gonna be able to have their own land. They gotta work resources. They ain't gonna worry about Esau coming to take it from
They
them.
gonna have to pay the tribute.
They have to follow the
They
law.
gonna take pleasure in it, bro, because they gonna be living. You
Good.
know what I'm
They gonna
saying?
be good.
That little tribute, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't go up. We don't want to. You know what I'm
Now
saying?
we got ours.
Right.
You know,
Hey, read that scripture again about Shah. I just want to get this word real quick.
Isaiah 25 and 8. He will swallow up death and victory.
Come.
And the Lord Yahweh Bashuk Yahweh Shah will wipe away tears from off all faces.
Come.
And the rebuke of his people
Yup.
shall he take away from off all the earth.
Yeah, the rebuke, right? So going to the word rebuke in the Hebrew is chapah, or shapah. Let me see. It's not. Shapah, right? He said he's gonna take that away from all the earth, right? The rebuke of his people, right? It says taunt, scorn, resting upon condition of shame, disgrace. You know what I'm saying? Shame, disgrace. So the Lord gonna take away the shame and the disgrace of his people. His people. His as a possessive pronoun.
They say gonna take away the shame and the what?
Disgrace.
Disgrace. Because right now people look at us as being ashamed.
Yeah, the scriptures say, I made you a byword among the heathen. Thou art greatly, or a shaking of the head amongst the people. So that because when Esau see these heathen see it, they shake their these niggas. So yeah, the Lord said He gonna take all that away. But
Let me get this real quick. This is Zechariah 8 and verse
13.
Yup. It said, it shall come to pass that as ye were accursed among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. They go right.
go into that, go into that, brother.
Yeah, right though, man. So it's gonna come to pass, and that's talking about future tense, man. Because this prophecy didn't come to pass yet. This talking about the future, man. In the kingdom, that's why I said it shall come to pass. Future tense. That as you were cursed among the heathen, right? Who was a curse, man, among these heathens, man. All right? Who was a disgrace? Who was a shame? You okay? It said, "O house of Judah and house of Israel," right? The southern and northern kingdom. It said, "So will I save you," right? The Lord is only going to save His people, man. The elect of His people. It says, "And ye shall be a blessing," right? We're going to be a blessing to the planet Earth, like brother was talking about.
Profitable.
Right? Profitable, man. We're going to be a blessing to these other nations, man. Because they're going to finally get to experience what it is to live life, man. You know what I'm saying? A real righteous life where you ain't, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're doing the right thing, you know, you're good. It said, "But let your hands be strong. Fear not, but let your hands be strong." You got that.
All right, you go ahead,
It's one more verse. It's Isaiah 25 and 9. And it shall be said in the day, lo, there is our power. We have waited for him, and he will save us.
Yeah, right. Yep. We waited for the Lord. We didn't take matters into our own hands. We ain't get caught, man.
Right.
We ain't try to defend ourselves. Hey, y'all watch that video I put in this group, bro? Y'all watch that video I put in the group, bro?
Yeah. I
With the
started
brothers?
watching.
Gotta watch, bro. Listen,
I
bro.
started watching.
Listen, I gotta watch that video, bro. You hear me, bro? I don't usually say that about a video like
That's
this.
why I started watching. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he really gets in here. Like that's what's got to be one.
Yeah, bro. You watch that video, bro. It's about basically where the brother reading about how the Lord gonna save us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got it.
I'm just saying, we have waited for him, and he will
Yeah,
save
the
us.
elder Michael Allah, he was in that video. And the elder brother Daniel Allah, that's the spirit, bro. He was in the spirit, bro. You got it.
This is the Lord. we have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation.
Hey, it's birds flying. So when the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem, defending, he gonna preserve us, man.
Yeah, right. That's why the scripture said, traveling in the greatness of his strength, right?
Sorry, brother.
You know, mighty to save.
I didn't say.
Because that's who coming to save us anyway. Yahweh, he said, live where he stay.
All right, this is this is Lamentations chapter 4, verse. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go into captivity. That was
accomplished.
It's the last one. You know what I mean? Complete, man.
We just served our bondage, man. We just served our sentence, man. Hey, you know how you serve your sentence with Esau, you get that release? And we ain't gonna be on probation. You know, we get straight release, you know?
We get a clean slate.
Clean slate, man. With no felonies, man. Nothing holding us back, man. The Lord is gonna erase everything, man.
The Lord
turn everything clear as white, man.
The Lord said we was in prison so long, but he said that we've been rehabilitated. He said that we learned.
Yeah, that's what the penitentiary for. The penitentiary comes from the word penitent. That's what they say you've been to the penitentiary for, to be penitent, to be humble, to be remorseful for the laws that you broke. That's why they send you to the penitentiary, for you to be humble. Woo! And that's why the Lord sent us to this penitentiary, this prison, to be humble.
Hey, this, I'm gonna get back to this Lamentation. Isaiah 61:1. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
Yeah, that's talking about the Israelites.
That's right, man.
Those being captives. You know what I'm saying? We the captives. That's what that's referring to. The Israelites. That's why we need a passport to leave the country. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why you need a driver's license. You know? You gotta register your car. You know, we the captives, bro.
Social Security.
I was gonna link this with you read, because that precept.
4:18.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Because it's referring to Yahushua.
That's right, bro.
Luke 4, and I'm starting from 14. It's saying Yahushua returned in the spirit of.
Yeah, right. That's why they call him Hamashiach. Right, the anointed. Right, you know what I'm saying? That's where they get the word, you know what I'm saying, Christos from. Christ in the Greek, you know what I'm saying? Uncut.
It says, Luke 14:14, and Yahushua returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame from him through all the regions around about, and he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And it came to pass, and he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went to the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up to read. And said, and there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah, which is Isaiah. It said, and when he had opened the book, he found the place written, and it was written.
That's what he just read.
Exactly. So Yahushua, you can picture him doing this. He cracking open the scriptures, and he's reading Isaiah 61. And it says, I'm going to bring verse 17 back. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. It says, and when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor, and hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, and to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, and to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. Right. And he closed the book and had given it again to the messengers and sat down in the eyes of all of them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. And they was like, oh, they were looking at him, oh shit. You can picture Lord like that when he gave it away. Lord called, man.
That's what they got a little more understanding to what he was talking about.
Yeah, bro.
They knew the scriptures. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just going to close back out with this. Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins, man. So, yeah, man. You know, our punishment is done, it's finished, man. And the Lord is about to visit the iniquity of you Edomites, man. You Edomites, and I got to mention this, you Edomites will be going into captivity for 1,000 years of hard, long bondage, man. All right, so hey man, we hope this was edifying. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kadash.
A double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who will, and blessings and respect to all the Akim out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity. A shalom, hey brother, keep up hope. We almost home.
Shalom, shalom.